Alright, well, we're working on the Bessemer again. Got the sub base here. I don't know if I pointed it out in another video. I'm sure I did. There's a very large chunk of the casting missing right here. It's probably been broken out for 50 years. Even where the break happened, the rust was pitting the cast iron, so it's been broken for years and years and years. But anyway, gotta repair it. Well, it had to be repaired anyway, but it would have affected the base structurally. I'm sure it ran with this break in it for quite a while, and nothing happened. But still, I'd like to fix it. Plus, it looked horrible with that big hole right here. So what I did was, this is just a piece of mild steel plate right here. And you can see we made a video. I was over at Road King's house, and that's where I actually did this weld with his DC machine, his DC stick machine, and actually did the cast iron weld with that. But that came out pretty well. You can see we had to. I had a little racer helping me with that. He was heating it, and I would weld it and peen it, and he would heat another spot, and I'd move over there, and he'd let this one cool down and keep it warm. So it was quite an operation, but we got it done, and it came out pretty well. No stress cracks that I can find in it. Clean it up a little bit more, give a closer inspection on it, but it came out pretty well. It looks ugly, but that's just the way cast iron welding is. But what I'm doing here today is, you can see this lip here that's originally in the base. Well, what I've done was just take two pieces of key stock, line them up next to each other, and that's going to simulate the lip here. So, this is just it's just mild steel here that's being welded to, so I just used the MIG on that. And that came out pretty well. I was a little bit worried at first, about welding this and then flexing the steel plate and it wanting to crack off of the cast. But I did a couple little test areas, and it didn't really seem to want to contort too much. I guess the heat dissipated throughout the whole base instead of, creating a hot spot and wanting to warp. So I just went for it and did a couple, long welds here. But that came out pretty well. So now the job is going to be to just kind of grind it and shape it, kind of round it to match this this form right here. It's not too far off. You can see if you look down that way. Got to take that ridge off the top, of course. But this bead here kind of makes that lip there, so just got to take that edge off, clean that bead up a little bit. The same thing down here at the bottom. You can see I have a little bit of excess on that plate there, so this will all be ground down to line up with it. I'm thinking that once I take care of all that and clean this weld up a little bit, what I'll do is I'll take a rag with some salt water on it, keep it damp, and just set it on here and let it rust up. Just surface rust, just so it matches the base. And then coat it with the linseed oil like I did over here and here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to blend in pretty nicely. And you'll have to really look at it to see it. Plus there's a flywheel that goes right here, and really this is the back side of the engine, the pulley side flywheel. So nobody really scrutinizes this side, but it's going to look a whole lot better. And it's going to be it's a structural repair too, really, because this weld, this is a structural weld, just to support the base, to keep it, from wanting to split out. Because really, this 2-inch here, 3-inch piece, about a 1/4 inch thick, 3/8 inch thick, was really the only thing keeping this foot held in place. Because there's a door that goes right here. It's not like it was a solid wall. So really, it was important to repair that. But I'll give you another look at it once I've finished cleaning it up. So hang on. Alright, well, I think I'm pretty much done here. That's all the all the metal shaping I'm going to do with that. I think it'll look alright. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I'm not trying to make this look like nothing ever happened. I don't mind that it looks like it was repaired. I actually think that repairs like this give a little bit more character to old machinery, as long as they're good repairs. They're done well and they actually contribute to the the strength of the component. In this case, I believe this is a good. That's going to tell you anything, but this is a good solid piece here. So it came out pretty well. I think I took a little bit too much off on this edge, but really it's not that bad. Compared to not having anything there at all, it looks pretty good. You can see it kind of dips down right there. So I guess the plate did warp a little bit when I welded it, but it's not hardly anything to notice. Matter of fact, I don't think you'd ever notice it unless you looked just like I am right now. So and you can see there's a little step here, but there is one everywhere else. The base only rests on whatever surface it's sitting on by the width of these feet right here, which is interesting. That's only about 2 by an inch, 2 by 2, 2 by inch and a half, something like that. And everything else actually sits up off the ground. You can see that right there. So matched that right there. But well, now at this point I can put this thing on a cart and start reassembling what parts I can. I'm gonna have to make a little temporary cart for this engine for now, as I haven't been able to find any wheels that I want to use, like old spoked wheels like that, which is the Hercules cart. So until I find those, I'm going to put this thing on just a 4-wheel cart with some casters, just so I can move it around the shop and build it up. Then once I get the components for the proper cart, I'll transfer it over to that one. But I think this will age pretty nicely. I'm not going to be able to get the pitting back into here like it is originally here, just from age. I could probably try to do something with it, maybe with a grinder, just bump it and give it a little bit of texture. But I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'll let it rust. I'll help it rust. And then once I do that, maybe I'll just smear some grease on it or something, and wipe that off, and then just go with the linseed oil, and you'll never know. So, thanks for watching.